Amaramari. Hare Krishna. Oh, I can't find myself at all. I'm not even here on YouTube either. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Oh, is that me? Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. No, that's the music. Okay. Hare Krishna Hare. I can't find me. Oh dear. Sujin, can you share my class? Because I'm not able to share it. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. This restream. It's like it doesn't want me to go on restream. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. More and what I can do. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama. Let's try this. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Yeah, we found me. Rama Rama Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Oh, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hey Govinda, good morning to you. Grand rising to you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let's get this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Hare. I just had this thought come into my head now. I just realized in all of those pictures that Prabhupada ordained for the devotees to paint in all of the books and wherever they painted their pictures. You never see anybody laughing or crying, really. Maybe Lord Caitanya crying sometimes, but they never show any of the devotees listening to Lord Caitanya and the pure devotees. They were never laughing and crying. They didn't know. Prabhupada didn't show that to them. They didn't realize, and Prabhupada didn't tell them either. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna. Hare Krishna. Grand rising to you too. Hare Krishna to you. I don't know. I really feel that you're part of the family. I know that everybody is part of the family, but it's about consciously realizing you're part of the spiritual family. And I've also a lot of people are coming out with not just all the hypocrisy and the lying and cheating, etc. But you know, people's real talents and real under I wouldn't call it a talent. Okay, I'll just talk about one person. So there's this guy called Jordan Peterson. He's a psychologist, and he's been a psychologist probably, you know, for most of his life. So he trains psychologists, and he's on YouTube. He's on the reels. You know, the reels that they play all the time now, keep you attracted. But he is talking about the greatness of humans, the greatness of human beings and how divine they are. His words are very powerful, actually. But no, they're not as powerful as absolute truth, but they're close. He just does not know God. He talks about human beings and relationships with God. He talks about, you know, that we all have something to offer. We're all here for a reason. He talks about loads of things that we speak about. But we go further. Maharaj will go further and further and further in speaking, and that is the spiritual knowledge coming from the scriptures and realizations. So Jordan, he's really good. I mean, he's you know, because he speaks about God, and he talks about us being divine, but he doesn't understand anything else really, and he's quite good. And there's a lot of people coming out like that who are speaking about some really deep things, but it's not complete because they don't have relationship with the parampara, with the Lord through Maharaj. And these, it seems like Krishna's getting them ready as well, because hopefully, you know, they're coming out with a lot of great information, higher information, but not spiritual knowledge. And that's what's missing. That's what's missing with everybody. I mean, Jordan Peterson was talking about how divine we all are, and how we all have a purpose and a meaning, that we are all bringing something to the table. We all have a responsibility. We have a purpose and meaning to our lives. Without God, without that conscious relationship with God, and we receive that by listening to the bona fide spiritual master, and we're automatically implanting the seed of devotion, affection, pure love in your heart. And as that grows, we grow deeper in our knowledge. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. And whilst I was listening to him this morning, everybody's responsibility is to bring in God. Everybody's responsibility is the ultimate goal, and that is having a conscious relationship with the Lord, hearing from the bona fide spiritual master, so that seed of devotion can grow. So we can receive and grow that spiritual body with it. So we can receive that which is missing from all of us. It's missing from all of us. Good morning to you, Shamagori. How you doing? Yeah, it's missing from all of us, every single one of us. You know, here's a few of us now compared to the rest of the world. There's a few of us now, and it's many actually, a few but many, who have received the Lord and who have been talking about their journey through purification, living more so grounded in the spiritual world whilst still here in a living body. It's so important. It's so important that we realize, what's the point of being the human being? What's the point of being here? The point of being here is to find the bona fide spiritual master who can unite you with the Lord, who can place you on the path of your ultimate goal, is a conscious relationship with the Lord. Constantly focusing and giving your full attention on that. Don't worry. As we go through purification, attention gets more and more and more. The more we hear, the more we want. Our attention gets more and more upon the word of God, upon the word, the actions of the Lord, his opulences, which are many. And we can receive that. And then, Jordan Peterson, then we have meaning, then we have purpose, because it's real now. And it's becoming completer. As we purify, it becomes completer. I wonder if I'm back. I can't keep my eyes open. So yes, we have meaning. Then we have purpose, because we are doing we are doing. What's the right way to say it? It's not flowing. Then we are doing what we're here for. We're here to bring the Lord through. We're here to bring the Lord through, so we can together as a collective Sangha, we can, and people can join as the Sangha gets rises into higher consciousness more and more and more and more, and it rises so high, this consciousness in the Sangha, it rises so high that people can actually see the difference, and they want to come here, because the devotees, some of them are like superhuman beings, with what they're bringing for us. And people are going to see the difference. And like Maharaj has been saying for years, they're going to see in all of this atrocities that are going off at the moment. We're really, because of being sheltered by the Lord, we're happy. We're not stressed. We're not in anxiety. We don't worry. And if we are, they're getting less and less and less and less. If we worry, it's getting less and less. Being situated more so in the spiritual world is getting stronger and stronger and stabler and stabler. And the desire tree is growing. But this desire tree is portable and it moves around all over the place. So yes, everybody's trying to look for meaning and purpose. The only way you'll get that is by hearing. Coming and hearing from Srila Guru Haridas and or a member of his or his devotees, actually receiving knowledge that you've never received before, receiving spiritual knowledge, divine spiritual knowledge. Jordan Peterson really needs to come here. I'm writing things down all the time in people's videos to direct them this way, point this way, because everybody is looking for this. And you can tell with how they speak. You can tell with how they speak that people are rising. Whatever level of consciousness, even if it might be still material consciousness, they seem to be rising in how they speak. And it's really obvious now that people are missing God. People, in their lives, you need to go further. You need to go into, you're even speaking about it, divine self. You need to really know about it. And it's here. So you can come here. Everybody can come here. I'll give you another example, like all the stars, the star, they're not stars, are they? All the people in, Hollywood and the music industry, they're all going crazy. A lot of them, they might have all of this money, billions and billions of pounds, but a lot of them are physically sick and stress and anxiety. These people, we have to remember, and most people, but I'm just focusing on you know, acting and music and all, you know, performances and everything like that. It's not real. It's not real. And now their children are born into a studio, and they live in a studio. They don't know anything about except being born in a studio, being a performer, having their picture taken, being the center of attention all the time. And actually, it's all right for the authorities for the people who run these things, you know, because they're becoming these stars, you know, that will take people's focus because of their performances. Wow. It's just like that film with what's that guy's name? The guy who did Mask. Do you remember, Gurdam? The guy who did Mask. He did that film where he was born in a studio and he realized, and he got out through one door. And the same thing for those children. And, you know, they can only get out through one door, and it's here. But can you imagine how far away they are from reality? My gosh. No wonder they're all sick and in a delusion. Okay. And you can see as well how, you can see as well really deeply, you know, how they, with thousands and thousands and thousands of things to watch now, series, films to watch now, programming is really, really strong. But it's really strong when you're sheltered. It's really strong when you're sheltered by the Lord. Sheltered by the Lord. None of that, none of those illusions come in, because you're seeing them for what they are. You're seeing them for what they do. You're seeing them for what they take, for where they take you. You're seeing them for how they make you act in your own behavior, how they make you talk. You can see all of these things when you have the shelter of the Lord and you're protected from all of these things. You're sheltered and protected from them. So you can see them clearer and clearer and clearer. You can see clearly how people are stuck in their positions in the material world because they think that is normal. They think that is how it is. They have no association with what's real. And even if, and you know what, even if people do, you know, if they have some form of relationship with some form of religion or new age or whatever it may be, Buddhist or whatever it may be, meditating, and you know, they're just going further, they're going a little bit further, it's still material, because all those religions and organizations of new age and whatever it may be that's trying to help you from this material world, they're not helping, because they're people who are trying to help us are still in the material world. We cannot we cannot help ourselves with the material world, with the material energy. How we've become has been created by the material energy. We need spirit, because we've been playing in form, in this consciousness of form for so long. Do you want to do something else? Aren't you bored? Are you bored of, are you tired of hitting your head against the wall and bleeding? Are you tired of that? I've certainly been. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Every time I do this, Maharaj pops into my head and goes, I don't like it when you do that. He doesn't like it when I when we interrupt our chanting. But it's all chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. It's really changing. People are changing. You know, there's a real kind of, it's like the race. Even though in this race, everybody will be a winner. It's getting faster. It's getting faster and faster and faster. I feel people will be ready. More people will be ready. Krishna, Krishna. Well, it's the only way to go. So it will happen. And Krishna always wins. So it will happen. We're all winners. So it will happen. We're divine, eternal beings. It will happen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama. So I'm going to read. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. I offer my respectful obeisance to my spiritual master, Lord Bhakti Vedanta. The Acharya of this age, propagating the movement of pure love, Prema Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Rama Rama, Hare. Oh, glories to your lotus feet, Maharaj. Oh, Gora. Oh, glories to you for being such a great worker. I don't know why I said that. A great teacher, a great guru, a great employee of Vrindavan. Thank you for accepting me as your devotee. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for helping me rise in my consciousness. Thank you for helping me rise in my consciousness again and again and again. Thank you for teaching me, showing me, guiding me, always to rise in my consciousness. Thank you for letting go of my offenses. And still helping me rise in my consciousness. Oh, glories to you, Maharaj. Oh, glory to you. The things that are happening in the Sangha could never happen without some supreme power behind it. And I say that because I've experienced it. Experienced it in the Sangha, and so have many others. And you too can experience living with the Lord and how He protects us, how our Father protects us, shares with us, looks after us, shows us, gives us everything that we need to be who we are. Not to be who we want, because that's all we know, because that's all we're focused on in this world, but to give us the highest goal, our ultimate relationship, our ultimate life, to build the spiritual body of the Lord within. Get out, finally. And it's all possible. Because Srila Guru Haridas was ordered to teach this path. Not only can he teach it, he lives this path. He is this path. Because he speaks the word of God. He is the word of God. It's full of absolute truth, emanating from all his pores. And as we listen at your lotus feet, we too continue to associate with you, to associate with that vibration of spirit, allowing it to continuously shower upon me, to make me stronger and stronger, and lift me out of this darkness, this sticky, black, gungy darkness of this material world, and to rise, to see the effulgence of the Lord all over, to walk into that effulgence, meet the Lord. Come and meet the Lord for the first time. Because once you meet him, you won't want to leave, ever. You might, but you'll always come back. So all of those devotees who have been coming and going, hearing and blaspheming whatever they do, it's a win-win. Because they purify. When they come here, because they're seeing their own darkness when they come here. And they don't like it. So they blaspheme and blame Maharaj. We're here to take responsibility. Blaming others is a no-no. Especially in this Sangha. Taking responsibility of everything. Becoming strong. After all, we're made in the image of the Lord. We're made from the same potency as the Lord. And Srila Guru Haridas has made this possible for us to rise and live more so in spirit, to speak spirit, to share spirit, to live spirit, to be spirit, to be that temple within. That's what we're all here for. We are the Christmas lights. As soon as our lights go on, as we connect with as Srila Guru Haridas connects us with the Lord, which he does, and he can, and he is, and he can show you as well. We have everything. Maharaj has everything to prove to you that your ultimate relationship and all your problems are because you don't have a relationship with God. Okay. Me and my Hare Krishna to you, Ramivas. Welcome. I had my eyes closed, so I didn't see you. Okay. I was talking to my dad. We were talking yesterday, me and my dad. We have great conversations, actually. When my mom's not around. because most people are sick. There's something going off with somebody. That's because hardly anybody is living in spirit. Everybody's living in the illusion. They're situated in the body. Once we rise in our consciousness and we're situated more so in Atma, spirit self. And as the spirits, as we listen at the lotus feet of Srila Gaura Haridas, spiritual body is building. So we can return to Vrindavan every day. Every day. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Don't know why I've frozen. I'm frozen on Facebook. Let's just try it again. Okay. I thought I was. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm going to read from, continue where I've been reading from, actually. Sri Brahad. Brahad. What does Brahad mean? Bhagavata Amrita. By Srila, or is it Sri Sanatana Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis, who were so close to the Lord. Their books are just poetry, spiritual poetry in motion. I never ever liked poetry before. I really couldn't understand somebody's words like that. It wasn't. But this poetry of the Lord, wow, this vibration of this poetry, spiritual poetry in motion, we learn from it. It changes us. We rise. It helps us rise in our consciousness. It takes away everything gradually, little by little, drop by drop. Take away the illusion, rise more into spirit. Take away the illusion, rise more into spirit. Clean out the eyes, rise more into spirit. Clean out that wax in the ears, rise into spirit. Speak those words of absolute truth, rise into spirit. So I am on I'm on chapter 2, page 1. Actually, it's page 12 in this book. And I'm on verse 82. Okay. Oh, glories to all exalted personalities. Please be here with me in this reading of the Brahad Bhagavatamrita. Let's just move it a little bit so if I don't look at the camera, it goes off. In fact, I don't know. Eating the poisonous seeds of the thorn apple and intoxicating acar leaves, I don't know what acar leaves are, decorated with a garland of skulls, and his naked body smeared with ash. It is as if he is mocking materialists like myself who are addicted to sense pleasures. Sounds like they're talking about Shiva, don't they? I don't know. मैंने धंसते था चुप करते रहते हैं. Okay. eating the poisonous seeds of the thorn apple and intoxicating aca leaves. Decorated, that's like smoking, that's like as when we have marijuana. Decorated with a garland of skulls, and his naked body smeared with ashes. It is as if he is mocking materialists like myself, who are addicted to sense pleasures. With devilish locks of matted hair, he wandered about like a madman. Keeping himself carefully concealed, he carries on his head the Ganges. It is Shiva, which washed the lotus feet of Krishna. And when he joyfully dances, it seems that the entire universe quakes. By Sri Krishna's mercy, not only is he capable of bestowing the most cherished liberation even to the demigods like myself, but his wife Parvati also has that power. Has that power. Ahu. I don't know what Ahu means. All the residents of Shiva Loka are liberated. By Sri Shiva's mercy, even ordinary jivas have obtained liberation from Krishna Bhakti. My opinion is that seeing Shiva to be different from Sri Krishna is a great offense. Bhagavan forgives offenses committed to him. He never forgets offenses committed against Shiva. So that's the thing, you know. Krishna hates it when his devotees, his real devotees, are offended and blasphemed against. I mean, I've said it, and I don't really say it that much anymore. Maybe I should. That Krishna doesn't like it to the devotees that come and blaspheme Maharaj and Lalita, and Krishna hates that. He can deal with it, like Maharaj can deal with it, but he doesn't. Have you really looked? Have you experienced Maharaj doesn't like his devotees being blasphemed either? After all, Maharaj is as good as God. He can transcend all the offenses of his devotees because he sees their determination into going further in Krishna consciousness and how much they want this relationship with the Lord and how determined they are. Maharaj would know if you're just coming to cause offense and you're just not you're not really serious about Krishna. So I'm going to read that one again, because that is actually happening. My opinion is that seeing Shiva to be different from Sri Krishna is a great offense. I think they're different and the same. It's not just different. Bhagavan forgives offenses committed to him, but he never forgives offenses committed against Shiva. I thought, we're all, I don't understand this one actually. We're all eternally one and different, like Krishna. We always have a eternal, once we're on that path, and we'll begin to realize more so, we have an eternal relationship with Krishna. We have to. We're born by him, really. Especially being born again now with him. We're born by him. He's our father and mother. We are born by him. So we always have a relationship with our father and mother. Always. I still have a relationship with my father and mother here. But for me, that's still a reflection. That's a reflection of always having a relationship with my eternal parents. Okay. When Shiva was placed in a great danger by Tripuravara, I don't know if I'm saying that, Tripuvara, Tripuvara, Vriksura, and other demons who were maddened by boons which Shiva himself had given them. Sri Krishna protected him and overjoyed him with words which were sweet as nectar. I'll read that one. When Shiva was placed in great danger by Tripuvara, Viksura, and other demons who were maddened by boons which Shiva himself had given him, Sri Krishna protected him and overjoyed him with words which were sweet as nectar. Sri Krishna is so conquered by Shiva's intimate devotion that he assumes forms such as Parasurama just to worship him. But personally arranging for Shiva to drink the gruesome poison which was produced by the churning of the nectar ocean, and having the Prajapatis, is that how you say it? Prajapatis worship him. It was as if Sri Krishna showered him in immense glory by adorning him for all time with the name Nila Kanta. I don't know. Nila Kanta. Not heard that before. The Puranas sing of Sri Krishna's mercy to Shiva. O sage, you know all of this better than I, but I have spoken only to remind you. Sri Prakshit said, hey, mother, offering pranam to his guru Sri Brahma, Narada decided to go to Kalsa's mountain. And seeing this, Brahma said, once Kuvera worshipped Rudra so well that he became obliged to reside within this universe at Kuvara's abode on Mount Kausala, assuming the role of the protector of all the directions. Omapati, Shiva resides there with his associates and a minimal amount of his real opulences. In the same way, Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself, being overpowered by his devotees, Bhakti, became obliged to reside on my planet, on Sarvaloka, on many other planets, and enjoy suitable pastimes in these places. Regarding Shiva's own immense opulent abode, I quote the Vayu Purana. Shivaloka is situated beyond the sevenfold coverings of the material universe. It is eternal, blissful, and factual, and only the topmost servants of Shiva can enter it. There, Shiva is surrounded by associates who are as glorious and splendid as he is. who possesses great powers and opulences, and who where was that? Okay. There Shiva is surrounded by associates who are glorious and splendid as he is, who possesses great powers and opulences, and who are adorned with exquisite garments and ornaments. There Shiva worshipped Sri Sankarshan Bhagavan, who is actually non-different from him, as his chosen deity. Is that not wonderfully astonishing? There Shiva worshipped Sri Sankarshan Bhagavan, who is actually non-different from him, as his chosen deity. Is that not wonderfully astonishing? Yeah. Hey Eric, I didn't see you there. How you doing? Hey Narda, because you are a pure devotee of Sri Shiva, you have the power to go there. Go take shelter of Shiva and see for yourself. See for yourself how he is the real object of Sri Krishna's mercy. Sri Prakshik said, hey mother, receiving this instruction and chanting the names of Shiva and Krishna, Narada eagerly proceeded to Shiva Loka. Okay. So that ends the chapter, the first chapter 2. I'm going to read something else, but this is chapter 3, beyond the material world. I'm going to read what's up actually. Let's see. Okay. So this is what I've just pressed. I'm going to read this. This is this is Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this is the Anjalila, the deliverance of Gopinath Patanakaya Yaka. Patanayaka. Patana. It's like I'm learning my alphabet and the sounds again. Okay. Text 1. Okay. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Jaya Jaya Shri Jaya Nityananda. They're here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Just before I start reading this, so reading the Chaitanya Bhagavatamrita, it's a really different experience. I don't know this book very well at all. I've just started reading it, but I feel to read it, and it's all like all new, and all complete trust and faith in Krishna and these words And I feel a bit vulnerable, actually. I feel is that me? Yeah, I feel a little bit vulnerable, and actually it's a really nice feeling, because it used to be a horrible feeling, but now it's a nice feeling, and I accept it and I embrace it, opening me up more to all the feelings. But it's a completely different feeling to now reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So whilst I know now I can see this kind of difference quite clearly on how I feel. I suppose feeling vulnerable is actually like feeling like a child. Feel like a child, and you're like maybe a bit excited and a bit anxious, a bit scared, don't know what's going to happen. So you're feeling vulnerable, but you've got your mum and dad there who support you and hold you and help you grow through the things that we have to do. So I kind of feel to this new book, feel really kind of vulnerable and opening up and trusting the Lord and allowing him to come through more so, and get used to reading this book as well. But there is kind of notice the changes, how you feel when you read certain books. I mean, I know when I read, especially when I read the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it feels like home. It feels like home. More so than the Chaitanya Charitamrita, but the Chaitanya Charitamrita feels better than before. I didn't used to like reading it. I don't know why, even though I did, and now I really like to read it by hearing the purports, and especially from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, but by the advanced devotees. It is nectar, because it gives you this taste that feeds you, that uplifts you. Because I'm here was sitting about this, haven't been feeling like I've been feeling. I don't feel like I'm receiving enough nectar, Krishna. I know it's receiving enough nectar. Okay. But this is like a natural feeling that we feel. It's never enough. But it has to be like that. Even though I used to say, oh, I've got this much of Krishna now, let me just stay here for a few years with Krishna in this place and just be happy with him. No, it's constantly moving, constantly right. We're constantly, purifying, constantly rising because of the purification. There's no resting like that, and yeah, because if I did do that, I'd stay in it for lifetimes like people do. So we have to keep moving through and rising into spirit, because spirit is constant, is moving. There's no stuckness there. There's no stuckness. There's no attachments, okay, to the Lord and the devotees. But that's how it's meant to be like that. That we're bound by Krishna. We're born by him. So we always have that relationship, and in spirit we are becoming who we really are, who we were really, the real children. And I can see that I'm accepting things. And I was listening to Maharaja's words. His words can be really, really powerful. They can be really, sometimes they can be a bit frightening, but that's actually frightening the false ego. It's frightening any kind of power, arrogance, all of that kind of narcissism, any kind of stuff out, from what kind of material attributes attributes, yeah, that the individual false egos have. Sometimes they need to be scared. Something, it needs to be scared. So people say, we shouldn't be scared of God. The false ego needs to be terrified of the Lord, and as any attachments to the false ego are extinguished, that we have individually, that are extinguished by the bona fide spiritual master, which they sing in inviting ISKCON every morning, and they are singing and asking for this when it's happening here. And they're it's only because they don't come here. They don't on a regular basis. They don't realize it's happening, because any one of them who came over here, they would realize if they stayed for a few months or however long, and kept listening on a regular basis and not listen to anybody else, and because of the collective purification and collective rising in consciousness in this sangha, people will get addicted quicker. They'll go through purifications quicker and easier, I feel. And they will see, like I said, there will be a big difference of this sangha compared to others. People will be automatically drawn to this sangha, because look at the first fruits. Look at all of us. We have been drawn to this sangha because of our individual situations. We've been through a certain amount of suffering to whatever we are attached to in this material world. Maharaj has burnt those attachments for us more so, and we've been able to rise. And it's really been working. So it's happened to all of us. The only thing is, sometimes the false ego can be so inconclusive, so still in the material world, still in illusion. It can be so in illusion, but it's the false ego that it thinks it's not. It thinks it's not in the false ego. So when Maharaj, has to chastise us, he's chastising that false ego, not you, not your real self, who you authentically are eternally, but the false ego that is false, that is being built on this false illusion, that is so used to being at the front and the center of attention because it's been playing here for so long. So when Maharaj blasphemes us, it's not because of who we are. It's because of who we've become with the false identification. So, that is what Maharaj is going to... Sometimes it needs a bit of force. Sometimes it needs shocking. Obviously, if you're up for it and you don't want to fight with the Lord, but he doesn't mind. He likes a little bit of a fight, a bit of a challenge, I suppose. So it's not him. We have to really get it straight. It's a false ego that's been attacked. So if like my false ego had been offended because of what Maharaj said, because of what it was going through. It's going through purification, and it's not a great feeling. It's all right now. It's not as bad anymore because we're getting used to these things, because it's a natural process, It's a natural process. The false ego has been so strong for so long that we will not even believe it won't even believe Maharaj until Maharaj has extinguished our attachments to that false ego and what it's thinking, and the attachment to what concept it is thinking, what idea it's got strongly in it. But they're incomplete, because it's coming all from the false ego. That is not the Lord. That is the Lord's dark shadow that he fights with. He fights with. And knocks it out every time. So keep in mind, keep in your hearts, it's not Maharaj. When Maharaj does something, and I have been through this where I have not liked Maharaj, and I have not liked him making me go through purification of the false ego, because we hide the false ego. Usually we hide its actions. We don't take responsibility. We just hide, pretend to be somebody else, that the world accepts. Here, we can't. We have to look at ourselves and look at our false ego. People don't realize it's so strong. It's so false. You've given it a lot of power. You've given it a lot of power. Now Maharaj is taking the power that we have given this false ego away. But because we've been used to being this false ego for so long, we don't believe it. But you have to. And now I've been through that false ego where I've not liked Maharaj at all, but it's my false ego that doesn't like him. My real self is bound by him, is completely bound by him. And he's my guide, and he's my counsel that's counseling me out of the workings of the false ego, which is not real, to the real self. So to all of those devotees that go away, you know, and they don't come back for a while, it's because your false ego is in the front. Your false ego wants to be the center of attention, or wants to be a teacher, wants to control others and teach others. You know, it wants to do that. So when you go away, that just shows how strong your false ego still is, even though, you know, you might have, you know, so much knowledge, experiences, all sorts of things. And, you know, people like Meena and Maya Vera, they're the ones that have spent so much time and have been given so much mercy by Maharaj. And I know this. So Meena even said it to me. She said to me, when I found Meena on the internet, she said to me she'd been watching Maharaj because I would listen to her books when I was really sick. Sorry, her readings. I would just listen. I was really sick, so I'd all day, night, just listening to her reading. So I looked her up. She said to me she was doing those readings because Maharaj inspired her. Maharaj had inspired her to do all of those readings. So she did them. She's been seeing Maharaj from 2012 on and off. So people's false egos get attacked by Maharaj, absolute truth. Let's see how truthful your false ego is. It's going to get extinguished. It's false. You know, so all of those people, their false egos are really strongly there in front still, and it needs to be purified. And it's the fact that your false ego is pissed off. It's been hurt, and actually it's been shown up. So there's embarrassment there. It will go away. It will go away. It will go and find other people. It won't want to stay around with the people that know the action of the false ego. It'll just go away to somewhere else where it can be its false ego again. But really, you're just making your path longer, and you know you're going to come back again. Maharaj is giving you the greatest gifts. So please, to people who go away, it's your false ego. Now, you don't want your false ego to have that power. You actually don't want to give it that power. And we can see it's false because of us going through purification. We've seen our own actions of our false ego. We've seen them again and again and again. And you just get sick of it. And you will eventually rise into spirit because of what the actions of the false ego. It works behind the scenes. The false ego works behind the scenes. So you don't know what it's doing. You know, it's just got programs of conditioning behind the scenes, and you don't know what it's doing. Here, you know, we're beginning to see the workings of it. We're dissecting this horrible thing that's been causing us all of these difficulties. We're dissecting it down, but it's been strong, you know. Rumi was saying, Jai. Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay. There is no such thing as a false ego. It is. No, that's not true. That is so inconclusive. Because actually, Eric, how are you? How are you, Yamuna Didi? I'm all right. I'm a lot better than before and rising more so. Yeah, they're just, in a way, you're right, Eric. In a way, you're right, but you're not there yet. You're not there yet, Eric. I'm not there. Because what it is we have the shadow. We have the shadow. We have the shadow of the false ego, and then we have our real selves, which is covering over the false ego. So really, there's only spirit, really. But if you're not in spirit and you're in this place of this place of illusion? Okay, no, it's not a false ego. Then it's illusion. We have to cut down the illusion, you know. And if we don't cut down the illusion, the The real self cannot reveal itself. And when the real self starts to reveal itself, Eric, and it really does, as we start cutting down the illusion around it, as we kick through that hole and mercy of the Lord just showers upon us, what Maharaj was talking about yesterday. As we go into spirit and as we are settled and situated more so in spirit, we bring everything is spiritual, because we bring spirit out. We are spiritual because we're coming from the Atma, we're coming from the spirit soul. Now we're living in spirit, even though we're in the illusionary body still, but we're realizing spirit, and then spirit is just coming out. Everything is spiritual. We're not there. You can't keep saying that, Eric, because you're not there. I'm not there. I am a little bit more than I was. I can bring spirit out a little bit more because of being grounded more in spirit. But I'm not all the time. I'm not able to do that. Okay, let's go through this. So, okay, there's no, like I said, we'll start there. There's no such thing as the false ego. All right, there isn't, but there's the illusion. There's the illusion that we have got everywhere around us that we think is normal. And even though we may not think it's normal, it's conditioning, and it runs on its own. It keeps running. So we have to cut the illusion down around the false ego, just cut it all down, so around the real self, so the real self can be revealed. As we're purified by cutting down the illusion, that is purifying everything around us that we think is real, but it's an illusion. So forget the false ego. It's all of these illusions and delusions. We have to cut them down because people are giving them power, because people are associating with that. So they just naturally do that. That is true. The world, I don't know what that only means I am the doer. Have you experienced these things you're saying? There is no false ego. Well, we're with you. We're gonna acknowledge that they're illusions and delusions, and people think they're real. They need to be cut down, and that is what the Sangha is. That is what this is: cutting down the illusions to reveal the Atma, to reveal the real children of God, and do the job that we're here to do. Bring the Lord upon this earth to drown out all these nations, all the illusion. Yes, we're going to kill it, strangle it, murder it, whatever we can. This illusion. Okay. He just uses that to excuse himself for his abuse. You know what? Whatever Maharaj does to the false ego, abuse that. I was going to swear. Abuse the duck out of that. Abuse it. It needs abusing, because these illusions that we have been given power to have been causing so much more illusions and taking us deeper into the illusion, because everybody's doing it. I'm not, like children. Like black people and Indian people say that, we were beaten, man. We were beaten. And we were really beaten. And I don't, that's naughty. I acknowledge that. I didn't do what my parents wanted me to do. And so they were, beating up my false ego. Our false egos, these illusions that are really tight in us, it's because we are feeding them. It's our responsibility to understand and follow the process of learning how to let it go, or not feed the illusions and the delusions even more. No, Maharaj, listen, Eric. 35 years, I'm 51 years old. 35 years. Was it 36 now? I think it's 36 now. Years of my life I've been sick. So the body has been sick. So I was talking to him, I was walking around the house this morning going, how can I stop identifying with my body? Because the pain that I'm going through, this intense pain is in this body. And this body is an illusion. It's not really, it's kind of I said to myself, I need to come out my body, not give it and identify with the real self. But I can't, I have to, because I'm still in this consciousness of this body. Why did I say that? Because I'm trying to get you to understand that I've been beaten by my father. I love my father. I have a great relationship with him. So that beating was, and we talk about it, we laugh about it. I've been sick since I was 14 and I'm 51 now. Maharaj has abused me worse than what you've got, Eric. What he said to you in that class the other day was conclusive truth, and you needed to hear it. And I love you, and I think you're great, and you're my brother, and you're brilliant. And but I have been going through purifications that, oh my God. And because now I've been through it, like, you think it's the false ego that thinks it's abuse, because the false ego wants to stay alive. The illusions want to stay alive. The illusions want to keep they need power. They need your attention. They need you to keep feeding them. They want to stay alive, And Maharaj has purified me so much, and I have suffered. Why do I want to go somewhere? Why do I want to go somewhere and suffer some more and get abuse off them? Be abused by them. This is material thinking, Eric. It's material words. No, why do when I have been through operations and drugs and been ripped open and, got a body like a flipping mine, like a war's been going on my body, do I want to come and get more abuse? I am saying to you, your sister is saying to you that after all of going through this purification and actually speaking to Lalita about it, who had already been through purification, she guided me through it. Maharaj, he did the purification, but Lalita guided me through it. Soft, beautiful hands. You need some soft guiding now on guiding you through this, because I've got better physically as well, in a way, but obviously physically is mentally as well, isn't it? Yeah, physically, mentally, and emotionally I've got much better, because I've risen out of that bullshit, going through the purification, which you call abuse, which the false ego, which the illusions need. See, I'm talking your language, which the illusions and the delusions, they need abuse. They need abuse because they have been abusing us and others for so long. It needs abuse. So I'm saying to you, why would I do that? Why, after all of this suffering from all of these years, would I go and get more abuse? I am better. I've risen. Going through the purification, I've risen in my consciousness, and this has happened, and you can watch it in my journey. So no, it's abuse for the illusions, because we need to abuse you, giving them flipping power, and they're going to do anything to get power. The real self is who you are. Yeah, exactly. The real self is who you are, but none of us really know our real self. Some of us do now. I know myself more than I'm learning things about myself more now, because I've been in a rut and stuck for so long. Now there's movement. Now I'm being more of my real self, because there's movement. There's always movement. There's less attachments. Going through purification, we need to abuse, in a way. Maybe I don't need to use that word. We need to we need to break those attachments by showing you how terrible they are and what we do. I don't know if you've actually dissect. If you come away from, actually, is it a Christian thinking? I don't know about that. So yeah, answer that. Why have I come here for more abuse? And I'm telling you, I've grown. I love it. I'm happier. I'm settled. I'm sheltered. I'm protected. You know, spend most of the time on my own with Krishna and with the devotees and being in peace with Krishna. The list goes on and on and on. He gives me loads of more realizations. If I feel anybody I'm with, I can't stop talking about God. Okay, so yeah, unless the illusions around the real self are cut down through a bit of harshness with Maharaj, with his tone, you know, it's conclusive though. You won't know your real self. You don't need to purify yourself or any falsity. Well, let's see, Eric, you know, let's see how that's going to work for you. Because, yeah, let's see how that will work for you. You are there. You are there. Touch chat. Thou art. You are that. Well, are you that? The real self is Krishna. When you know Krishna, that's it. Okay. Maybe you're not on the path then. Maybe you're not on the path of teaching and being a witness on who Maharaj is. Because for us to be witnesses for Maharaj, we have to be purified of our illusions and delusions. They have to be cut. All of this is written in the scriptures. Why are you choosing not to take in those words and accept those words? No one needs a guru forever. No, they don't. Maharaj didn't have a guru. That's absolutely true. Maharaj didn't have a guru. He's good. Maybe in his last life, he finally was purified by his guru. And in this life, and that means guru relationship within and without. Inside it gets stronger. Mine's getting stronger with it's a little bit, but it's a lot. It's a little bit, but it's a lot. My relationship with Krishna is getting stronger. Lord Caitanya. And I won't need a guru. I might not need a guru. I think I will, actually. I don't think somebody, maybe maybe I won't, because we have such a great spiritual master and he didn't need a guru and he's given us that. So we may not need a guru when we come back to do Krishna's work. Yeah, because it's already the attachment to guru, the growth, the relationship with guru within has got stronger and stronger and stronger. The illusions are being cut so much, delusions cut so much. It's the real self, really, the real self, which is part and parcel of God, is revealing itself and actually doing its work, which is maintaining their own relationship with the Lord and maintaining others at the same time. And that's what we're all here to do. And yeah, okay. You are attached to Guru, and that's okay. I'm attached to Guru because that's what I wanted to be, attached to Guru. Guru is good as God. And I want to be attached to the Lord. I want to have that relationship with the Lord now before I leave my body. Yeah, I'm glad I'm attached to Maharaj because of my attachment to him. Look at the women that stay married to somebody for like 50, 30, 40, 50 years who abuse them. This isn't like that. When we are purified, and all purification is taking our attention, give it to Krishna, because he's the greatest attention seeker. Give it to Krishna and not to this illusion. That's it. Because maybe there is no false ego, like you say. Okay. God, you've written loads of stuff. I could be here forever. I'm just going to go to the last one. The terminology can be confusing. Yeah, Philip. The terminology, welcome anyway. The terminology is confusing, but as you purify this kind of this fake illusionary that causes delusions and is this consciousness. I'm going to have to finish because I can feel my voice. It's this consciousness. You can't understand the terminology. You know, when your consciousness rises, you know, it's different, a deeper understanding to the terminology. It's a really different understanding to just material talking, really. You know, as you purify, Philip, your consciousness will rise and you will understand the words more. That has been my experience. Didn't understand them first, but I gradually begin to understand them, Philip. And you will, because different a higher level of, let's see what my face is doing. A higher level of consciousness, you know, you'll start to understand the words much deeper. Eric is saying there's no false ego. Well, I'm agreeing with you. I'm calling it illusions and delusions that we give power to. What's the true ego in your view? Well, you know what? The true ego in my view is revealing itself to me more so now, because all the things that I had given my power to and given ideas and concepts, you know, that haven't helped me actually, really. Once you go through this experience, you'll realize yourself. We have been following a lot of illusions and delusions for so long. I'm trying not to use the false ego here. For so long that we think we are. We think we are those illusions. We think that's it. Those illusions and delusions and all those things that we have been following. We think that is it. So okay, I'm going to do it again, and then I'm going to come off. So that's the real self. It's just covered by this is all consciousness. No, it's covered by our delusions and illusions and concepts and ideas and all of those things that we are holding on tightly, our tight shoes and belts and things, you know, we're holding on to them. That's why we come here for Krishna, to loosen our clothes of our ideas and concepts that we will fight for, that will kill us, and not only us, others as well. You know, all of these illusions, you know, it has to be destroyed. We need to come away from that and come to the real self. Come to the real self. And as we purify, we're becoming more situated in our real self. And I'm doing things I've never done before. I'm saying things I've never said before. I'm in a place that I've never been before. Physically, I have, but I've never been before. I'm on my own, but I have the Lord. I have a different relationship. I feel different. I think different. It's the same, but different. Inner work has been in here. Outer work, you know, is, you know, outer evolving is more money, a bigger house, more children, all those things. But I haven't had that. I've been evolving inside here more so than ever before. And who I really am, Philip, is coming forth. It's coming forward now, because lots of my illusions that I give power to that are not true have been cut down by Maharaj. Not all of them, just a few, but it seems like a lot. So my focus, my one point is focus is more so than ever before on Krishna, who is the only real thing out there, because he created everything, you know. So that is not true. You are the same person you've always been. What, a bitch? Am I a bitch then all the time? You are you. You never need to change anything. Well, no, I don't need to change anything. It changes by itself. Okay, I'm just going to read them now. Just be one with Krishna, and that's it. Realize Krishna is the doer. Yeah, more so. Realizing that more so, absolutely. Not really, yeah. He uses the excuse of a false ego to trash you for his own amusement. That's the false ego talking. That doesn't purify anyone. So I've just told you what I have been through in my life, and you don't believe. Don't you think I'm crazy going back for more abuse then? When I've been in abuse, either by doctors or nurses or teachers, abuse. and I've come for more abuse. Well, in a way, I have come for more abuse, but it's the false ego. I've grown, Eric. I've grown closer to Krishna. I have, and I don't want this. Oh, that's it. That's a bit impersonalist, isn't it? Be one with Krishna. No, I don't want to be one with Krishna. I want to have a relationship with him, and I want to serve him. I want to have a relationship with him because there's so much nectar in having a relationship with him. There is more nectar in serving Krishna. Serving this so much. I don't want to be one with Krishna. That is impersonalist. And if I don't understand, Eric. Krishna doesn't like impersonalists. He doesn't want people to be one with him. Actually, if that's what you want, that's what you want. That's not true. So, so just be one with Krishna. Maybe you are saying that. I don't know. And that's it. Realize Krishna is a doer. Yeah, I'm realizing that. Tarun, you've returned. Okay. And you know what, Philip, if you're still here, I hope you are. It's because you don't come enough. If you came regularly, because in your life you do things on a regular basis. You do lots of things on a regular basis, and it keeps you maintained and sustained. Eating, bathing, go to the toilet, and all of those things, you do them to maintain yourself. This is the thing that will this is the thing that will get you out of this cycle. I've spoken to you of your troubles and issues. The more, if you come more, they will go. You will transcend them. And live. You know what, Eric? Living life, this life that Krishna gives us, it's amazing. We actually don't live like. If you says you're the same person you've always been, if I'm the same person I've always been, and I've been living this life, no, I don't want to live this life. I want to rise. I want to change. Okay, I came to play a sick person. I want to play another part now, and I will do, because I'm growing into another part. The Atma is always the same. Once it's once we know it, and we're not looking to the illusions and delusions that we have been looking to for so long, for such a long time. Okay, now you've said that. Maharaj uses us to his false ego to trust you, his own amusement. Well, yeah, in a way it might be right. Maharaj is really, 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 Krishna's having a great time in Maharaj, and having a laugh and laughing at us because we keep following our illusions and delusions, and then we fall down, and then we cry, and then we bleed, and then we get back up again and do the same bloody thing. So yeah, they're laughing at us. Maharaj is laughing at us for that. He's laughing at us because we are actually some devotees are allowing their delusions to be cut away once and for all. And Krishna Maharaj, they're having a laugh because it's brilliant. The job that they've come to do is working for us. It's working really, really well. So yeah, they're laughing at us. And for their own amusement, yeah, it is for their amusement because they're doing the best for us. So it's amusing them. It's making them happy because we're doing, they're doing the best for us, and we're listening and we're taking it on board. But it's not material. Maharaj is amused because he's getting rid of our illusions and delusions, and you're calling it false ego now. Our illusions and delusions, and we're getting closer to Krishna, so we can have a relationship with him, because that's all there is, a relationship with Krishna. Maharaj is happy about that, and they're laughing about that. Yeah, and they're laughing at our stupidity. They're laughing at our stupidity because of, getting slapped and beaten and kicked and shoved, right? Then getting through that and then going through it again and again and again and again. Slapped, kicked, smashed by snakes and cheaters and manipulators and No. You don't realize actually saying those words now, going through the cutting down of the illusions and delusions is easier than all the shit we go through all the stuff that we go through, life after life after life. And here we're just purifying in this lifetime and returning home. Maybe, yes, it's Krishna's program, it's Krishna's film, it's his movie, he's playing it, it's our choice, we have our will. No, not when you've been claimed by Krishna, not when you've been, when you are surrendering to Krishna, and you can see it yourself, because the false ego is not surrendered. The real self, Eric, is surrendered. The illusions and the delusions, none of those are not surrendered. We surrendering here. It's really coming. Oh my God. Yeah, I can see different things in your words, actually. I'm glad I'm attached to Guru. Yeah, just different words. Jiva's different words, Atma and Jiva. I just know Atma. I've been using it from a young age. We don't need to kill the ego. We're not killing the ego, only see its Leela and be in it. It's not just that, Eric. We have to learn. We're learning about ourselves. We're learning about Krishna. So, okay, let's just read them. We don't need to kill we're not killing, we're cutting it away. Okay, just be one with Krishna. No, I don't want to do that. I want to be his servant. He uses, oh no, we've done that one. I'm not. You didn't know me from before. You don't know how I've changed. And yeah. Okay. So, Philip's saying the name, someone has to be connected to Krishna consciousness may be different for other people. Well, no, it's not. Every single one of us, whoever we are, whatever we've done, wherever we come from, are the children of God. Every one of us, Philip. Every one of us. Okay? It's just people are following and believing in their illusions and delusions more than Krishna. But that's only because we associate with the illusions and delusions. We don't associate with absolute truth. Okay, so no, it's too much now. There's too much confusion now. There's too many different paths. There's too many different paths. There's too many different religions. There's too many different people doing different things and showing you different ways of trying to help you. But none of those ways, Philip, none of those ways can get you out. Krishna, even none of those ways can get you out. Christianity can get you out to a certain degree. And listening to Maharaj, and I've been with Christians all my life, listening to Maharaj talking about Christianity is the deepest Christianity I've ever heard, him talking about it, because the message is the same. Okay. No, if we were our real selves, Philip, and we were just focusing on the Lord, whatever way we found, even if there was another way, and there are other ways, they're just not as fast. There are other ways. I just want to get there the faster. I've had enough of the drama because of my suffering. So yeah, and the thing about it is, if they had a relationship with the Lord in their way, it's probably from another lifetime. And the other thing is, you'd feel it yourself, because I have the Lord, and you could feel it in them by the way they speak, by the way they live, and how they eat, and how they are, how they act. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, there are probably some people like that. People are on different levels of Krishna consciousness, but we need to be on the level. We need to be under the direction of somebody who has all the levels, which is God, which is Maharaj, who is a living Bhagavat, who knows those levels, and he can see like a teacher does when we're at school, how we're learning. They mark our work, and then we get further and further. Here, Maharaj is just letting us grow. We're growing and growing as much as we can. All he doesn't want us to disrupt. Is that the right word? His class. Like, I've done that. So he doesn't want us to do that. That's all. Talk to him afterwards, talk to the other devotees, do your own class. Just don't bring it to there. And I tell you what, Krishna is seeing all of this. And we as we please our mother and father, which is Krishna, we're not here to please them by playing with by giving them our power to the illusion. We give it to so Krishna can come here. Perhaps imposing personal views on this is someone may make them feel their way is wrong. This way, through Krishna consciousness, through the path that Lord Caitanya laid out for us, through the scriptures that were written 5,000 years ago and really 550 years ago, through those, this is the only way now. If you have had enough of this place, if you are fed up of being in suffering, if you realize this place is not your home and you want to get out now, this is the fastest place to come to this Sangha, to Maharaj, to get out. You can go to other places and you can keep coming back and stay in this danger and keep playing with it and really, I'm doing it my way. No, because in the end, we will all do it the way Krishna wants us to do it. Don't you think there's all these hundreds and thousands of ways of getting out of the illusion or the material world? But you know what, Philip, they're still in the material world with all of these different ways. And it's because these different ways, they don't have God in them to the extent he's here. He's here. He's here so deeply. And that's why. And there's so much danger now, Philip. There's so much danger. There's so much killing and darkness, and there's so much. Wouldn't you want the fastest way to get out? Wouldn't you, if you're in turmoil or if you've been captured, these illusions and delusions, they've captured us. We need to be saved because these delusions have captured us. And Maharaj is the savior and he's pulling us out. Don't you think you've suffered enough, Philip? With what you've told me, don't you think that you now want to just live your life instead of surviving and suffering? Live your life full of the grace of God instead of this. Do you want the fastest way? Come on. There's all these other ways. Come on. This is a really fast way. And Philip, I've been sick. I've suffered so much. I've accepted it because I didn't know anything else. I'm not accepting it now. Okay. And I'm opposing my personal views, but this is not my personal view. This is the Lord's personal view. This is what the Lord has told me to do to find him again. And it's my personal experience. And I am going to push. I'm not imposing it, Philip, because I'm doing a class and you're coming to my class. You have come to me to listen. I'm just sharing my life. Everybody can do this. I am sharing this with you and saying to you and making it real for you. Because a lot, Philip, a lot of the things we do, we're just playing with the illusion. Now, just don't do it without God. Have your relationship with the Lord, because you know what, Philip, he'll protect us. He protects us in this illusion, in this place. He protects us. And we play and he protects us. Get our relationship with our father and mother. and then, go off and play, because you'll be guided and sheltered and supported and looked after and lifted. You'll be able to rise out and transcend always out of all of those things that have been causing us issues. But all of these things as well, Philip, oh my God, have been causing us issues. It's because of our own irresponsibility. We've been playing and not taking responsibility. We can't do that. We don't let our children do that, even though they are. Most people are doing that. We don't let them do that. This Sangha is the fastest Sangha to get back to God. That's it. If you don't think you've suffered enough, you're going to go and play a bit more. You're going to go play a bit more and get beaten up and cheated and manipulated by snakes and these people that's all they know how to do. And yet I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong that you want to take lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Yeah, it's wrong, man. You could have it now in this life. Why do you want to? Anyway, there you go. Okay. Tarun is saying there is no true ego either. Unless it is completely free of deceit, it's not true. How can it be? How can it be? How can it be? It just goes on misleading that jiva. It will do that. It will go on until we have our relationship with the Lord. We're following the teachings of Lord Caitanya. And I'm not even following them. I'm living them more so now. And that's what is happening. The real self is revealing self. And the thing is, it can't do it once and for all, like become completely pure and then, receive the Lord. It's simultaneously. Cut down some of the attachments to the illusions. I can't even talk properly. Cut down the attachments to the illusions and the delusions, and the real self is revealed more. Cut down some more real self. Cut down some more real self until the jiva becomes is revealing its real self more so than ever before. And so now, in all the scriptures that, now, Tarun, Lord Caitanya just taught us it's a gradual process now. It's the worst time ever, but he's given us the easiest way out. He's made it easier for us to be saved. Okay, isn't it? How can it be just on misleading? Yeah, it's the false ego and the delusions and the illusions and our attachments and to them, how confident we are in them. Right, I'm going to go now because I keep missing my words because I'm not talking properly. Thank you very much. Questions were really brilliant, actually. And everybody is being themselves. And, the more we are ourselves, the more we actually get to know our real selves. Because this is only our temporary self. The way we are now, it's only our temporary selves, really. So thank you. I'm going to read your other questions and I'll do it after. It's been on nearly 2 hours. Thank you, Tarun. I hope you're okay. Please keep returning and joining. Hey, Michael, same to you. Thank you, Eric, for your questions. You can't let the false ego win, I'm really behind you. Don't let that false ego win. And because it's then it's just like what Tarun is saying, there is no, we're just deceit. We're just we're just in illusion and delusions all the time. And we're being misled all the time until we truly are situated on this eternal path. And I am now. And it's for me now to want to stay, really. So that's it. Thank you to Tarun and Philip and Eric and who else? We had Shamagori, Rajban, Buwan. It's a real exercise for the mouth, this language. Thank you. We had, God, loads of comments. We said Shama. Sujan. Sujan's like a little boy. Please give my regards to Ian when you see him. I haven't heard from him for a long time. All glories to Srila Gora Haridas and all his devotees. And please join us. Come and ask these questions that you've been asking, or talk to us and ask these questions, get them out. Because our illusions and delusions are so strong that we don't realize they are until those illusions and delusions are abused, because they're always abusing us. So, let's abuse them. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.